Feel the groove everywhere. College spirit makes us proud. Risky voices sing out loud. Corporate giant shake with fear. Sales beats ring far and near. Students cheer and spread the word. Sam's the one you must have heard. From the campus to the town, no one brings the station down. Independent all the way. Sam NewsMan forever stay. Sam NewsMan all be there. Feel the groove everywhere. College spirit makes us proud. Risky voices sing out loud.
You could accept the fact that the city is headed for a disaster of biblical proportions. It was way this Old Testament again, man. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling. 4 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes. The dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria.
Well, I have no idea of where I will even begin. There's a whole lot of places that we can start. But the first one is, I guess, that old Uncle Joe has cancer, right? Well, but he told us that he had cancer back in 2022. I'd have the soundbite ready, but you know what? I don't want to hear him anymore. I just don't. No, we're not going to play it. We're not playing it. No, I don't want to hear Uncle Joe and his hairy legs and any of that stuff anymore. I'm tired. I'm tired of it. And then everybody wants to say, oh, well, he now has cancer. No, he doesn't. He said that he did back in 2022. In fact, he was probably sick the whole time. And what? Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I guess the real question is, who really has cancer? Because we know that Uncle Joe's probably been dead for years now already. No, listen, I'm not trying to make jokes. I'm just trying to be honest. Listen, you remember that old Uncle Joe actually had a tattoo on his arm. Do you remember that? You remember that Uncle Joe had a tattoo on his arm? Well, do you remember that when they designed that fake White House stage? You remember that whole stage that they did? There was a whole White House stage. It was like a set. I mean, it looked like, they could have had like Broadway White House. People coming out just tap dancing or whatever. But what they would do often is they would have this little White House on a stage set up, whatever. And then out of nowhere, Uncle Joe comes down. He's got his mask on. He has his mask on. At least he's doing that right? Thank God that you are. Thank God that you're looking out for all of us, wearing your mask while getting a shot. Well, anyway, so they roll up the sleeves, and it's the arm where there should be a tattoo. But guess what? There's no tattoo. At least from my vantage point. Did he have it lasered off? Maybe everybody says that old Uncle Joe is just nothing more than a Catholic, a God-fearing, but abortion-loving Catholic. And so now, I'm at the point right now where I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know who has cancer, but it's probably some CIA operative wearing those masks. I'm sure it has to be the mask. So at least it's got to be the mask. The type of rubber that they use, silicone or whatever, that has to be the reason that they make the cancer announcement, but they just apply it to old Uncle Joe. But it was probably whatever CIA operative was wearing the mask this week, because we all know that it was a mask, right? I mean, we're all clear on the mask thing. Don't you remember that one time where I think it was? And there's a picture of old Uncle Joe on Air Force One, Anthony Blinken is over his shoulder, and I've never seen so many distorted chins from oh my gosh, from a mask. So from a mask. Anyway, so here we are. Anyway, I wanted to shout out to, what is it, the 24th day here of May in the year 2025, setting the standard and raising the bar, the only way a real award-winning media puppet knows how to do. From the most trusted puppet in media, reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam Newsman, and this is Saturday morning. I want to thank everyone, of course, for joining into the show. Oh, man. Aaron, I can't read that, but I'll post it. Can we post it? We can show the post. I won't read that on the air, but we'll show the post. So anyways, you guys aren't familiar with this. So we are broadcasting live. That's a real radio microphone right there. That is the microphone for WDCE. WDCE being the longest independent radio station here in Richmond, Virginia. And so that is a real radio microphone. If you were driving around here in Richmond, you'd be able to tune into 90.1 FM on your FM dial. But many of you are not there. And you might be saying, well, Sam, I can't listen to you, and I can only watch for a few moments, and so I got to go here in a little bit. Well, you can keep listening to me. WDCE.org or WDCE.net. Those are the places that you can listen to the show. Hop in your car, take your family wherever you need to go, sports practice, or drop them off wherever. It doesn't matter. Got to go grocery shopping, toy hunting. If there's anything that my voice does, it brings you a lot of luck when you're toy hunting. So, but anyways, lazy Philip. Yeah, TV is poison. Yeah, we put that up there. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Hold on. Do we have that? No, you put that one up there. No, wait, what happened? Oh man, there it is. Yeah, yep, there it is. Yeah, TV is poison. I couldn't agree with you more. The only TV that I really watch these days is old episodes of Bob Barker and The Price is Right. Right? Yeah, and Mr. Rogers. Both of them on Pluto TV. Now this is not a commercial now for Pluto TV. It's just that's what I always watch. Mr. Rogers and Bob Barker. And it's the good old times, the good old days. And, if you don't like Mr. Rogers, then, there's something wrong with you, because Mr. Rogers is intense. It's intense. Oh, man, a live jazz band the whole time while they're doing the show. People remember How It's Made. You remember How It's Made on the Learning Channel? Well, do you remember the original How It's Made was Picture Picture? Yeah, nothing was better. Picture Picture would come on, and the great thing about Picture Picture, like I said, there'd be a live jazz band, and so you're listening to this live jazz band, watching Picture Picture. Oh man, Mr. Rogers. Anyways, just wanted to agree with Lazy over there that TV is poison. Funny if someone by the name of Lazy says TV is poison. So I guess if his name is Lazy, he would know. That's not saying that he endorses his TV. Maybe he still watches TV. I'm not really sure. What about the internet? What about Gunsmoke? What about Gunsmoke? I love Gunsmoke. Oh my gosh. Man. There's not many shows like Gunsmoke. Marshall Dillon. Jeez. Man, could just go on and on about some Gunsmoke. I won't go on and on about Gunsmoke. But we are having a conversation in the chat. Where's the chat going? I keep talking about the radio. Facebook, YouTube, and X. Facebook, YouTube, and X is where you're going to find us, where the conversation is going on right now. We're also broadcasting and simulcasting on Exertus's channel. So shout out to Andreas and the Exertus crew. All over there. Thank you so much. Facebook, YouTube, and X, Exertus, and tip of the cap. Always appreciate you allowing us to piggyback on your community. The reason why is because I have algorithm cement shoes, and it is a real pain in the neck when everyone is out to get you. Listen, I've been doing this since Roswell, ladies and gentlemen. So this is kind of a big deal when, I've been doing this since Roswell. My NDAs are expiring. And then all of a sudden they try to shut me down on TikTok, shut me down on Instagram. Now all those, now they all work now. Don't misunderstand me. They all work. They all work out. At least they're working now. But there are algorithm cement shoes, and it's a pain in the neck. So, but we are broadcasting, like I said, simulcasting all over social media. Sam Newsman and Exertus. Make a logo for that. You should, right? Yeah, Sam Newsman Cross Exertus. Isn't that what the kiddies do? There's like cross or something. It's like, whatever. But we do have some plans in the future that we will tell you guys about. We don't want to spoil it now, but it will have to do with cartoons and esoteric knowledge and all that jazz. But more on that in the future. Let's see here. Current cement overshoes are never a good thing. No, listen, of course not. And the pair of cement shoes that I have would make any mobster blush, and that is the truth. Because I tell you what, nobody deserves this. The humanity. Nah, it's okay, whatever. Listen, the moment that I start putting weight in social media for my success is the moment that all this just collapses. Because like I said, since doing this since Roswell, because of that, well, I mean, think about it. Listen, never mind. We won't get into it. Like I said, there's so much that we still need to get to. The best of Richmond. Do you see the little ticker down there? It's ticking right there. It's just kind of going across right there, over and over and over. Hashtag nominate newsman. Hashtag nominate newsman. Go.richmond.com/thebest. Click on entertainment, then scroll down. Click on best of local morning radio show. Select me. The last couple of years, we have been in the top 3. So 2 years ago, we were number 3. Last year, we were number 2. The person who's been number 1 for the last couple of years is no longer a radio show host. No, in fact, he's running for lieutenant governor. But old Uncle John no longer is around. And because of that, there's been a vacuum, a void, if you will. Like I said, in 2023, we were number 3. Last year, we were number 2. So with your help this year, by just going down there to that little website and just follow the directions, that'll help us make the top 5. So this is only the first round, ladies and gentlemen, the very first round of this competition. So we have to make the top 5. We make the top 5 by you going there to that website, go.richmond.com/thebest, go.richmond.com/thebest. Terry Davis says, yes, number 1. Big M says, hashtag Sam the vote. Sam, we'll pull out that hashtag, Big M, when we, in July. The hashtag Sam the vote. That will be if we make the top 5. Now, listen, can I just say, even though we have made the top 5 the last 3 years, and we were 3rd place and 2nd place, listen, it's not guaranteed, ladies and gentlemen. The moment that you start thinking that you have things wrapped up in the bag, well, that's when you'll get a nice solid piece of humble pie. So we don't want that to happen, ladies and gentlemen. No, listen. So the moment that we're like, we got this. Now, I will say we do have the inside lane. Yeah, it's like the Kentucky Derby. Last week was the Preakness. Then what's the last one? Belmont Stakes, right? Isn't that the last one? When is that one? You guys know? No? Well, there's no Triple Crown winner this year. And that was probably the most upsetting for me. I mean, because as soon as the horse won the Kentucky Derby, they were like, oh no, he's not going to do the next race. Like, what? What are you doing? Hold on, wait, stop. You have to get the horse to race in the next one, so we can. And they're like, no, that's okay, no, never mind. Journalism won the Belmont Stakes. But journalism was supposed to win the Kentucky Derby, but journalism got 2nd place in that. See, now if the horse in the Kentucky Derby would have actually ran, or if the horse that won the Kentucky Derby lost, then we'd be having a different discussion right now about journalism. But of course, we all have to just say that journalism sucks. Yeah, because they didn't win the Kentucky Derby. That's just the truth. I don't care. I don't want to hear what breeding fees will cost. It doesn't matter. He's not going to be a Triple Crown winner. So, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Okay, a couple of more people here down in the chat. Let's see. I have, isn't journalism dead? That's exactly right. Not joking to me. Says, isn't journalism dead? It is. It is. And it is just a waste of time, which is why you guys are here with me on a Saturday morning. You sit there, you go through a whole week of news and information and nonsense. And then you're like, well, hey, you know what? I really just need to check out a little bit. But I need to check out while I'm still checked in. So that's what you do. You show up with us. Now, I am looking over, of course, a couple of other things that happened. Did you see where Diddy's driver mentioned, I think that the same drug dealer that Diddy used was the same drug dealer that President Obama used? What? Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Record scratch. Whatever. Hold on. So in the Diddy trial, I don't know if you saw this. Diddy's driver was asked a couple questions, and he was talking about the drug dealer that supplies Diddy. And he also said that the drug dealer supplied presidents. And when asked in court which presidents, he didn't even blink. Just said Obama. So this, ladies and gentlemen, this is very interesting. We'll see how far this goes. Did you see also, hey, Freddie Mercury has a secret daughter. This was a good one. This one kind of popped up on the feed earlier. It was this morning. No, it was yesterday. It was late yesterday when this dropped in. It was the new biography of Queen's iconic frontman Freddie Mercury. The book Love, Freddie tells the story of a child who was conceived accidentally during a fling with the wife of a close friend in 1976, a year after Bohemian Rhapsody was a hit. Well, I guess they did the fandango, right? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening. Galileo. So, let's see. She was raised in a loving family, but always knew that Mercury, a frequent visitor, was her real father. Before he died of bronchial pneumonia caused by his AIDS in 1991, he gave her 17 volumes of detailed personal journals, which she kept as a secret. These she has now given to Jones, who has written 3 biographies of the singer previously, and they form the basis for the new book, which will be published in September. So, like I said, the book tells the story of a child who was conceived accidentally. Wait a minute, hold on. How can a child be conceived accidentally? What did the glove break? Huh? Is that what happened? What do you mean accidentally? So I just, sometimes they use these words. If a child is born, let me tell you what, right now, it wasn't an accident. No. It's a star seed coming down for maybe the first time, or maybe just the soul being recycled again, over and over again. Right. That's what, it's all crazy talk. It's all crazy talk. This thing but hey, I'm just glad now that it's all out in the public. There's going to be a book about it. And so we'll see how that all turns out in September when that goes down. Now, what else do we have here? How is this supposed to be my fault? I was kissing your husband the whole time. That's that's exactly right. I mean, because they say that Freddie Mercury was gay, right? And they said that for years. So obviously, he was bisexual, I guess. So maybe. So who knows? But that is funny. How is this supposed to be my fault? I was kissing your husband the whole time. Oh, Aaron, that was good. That was so good. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, you can be a part of the conversations, have a little zinger there every now and then. Tip of the cap to Aaron. That is funny stuff. Okay. Now, more things that have happened during the week. The big, beautiful bill. Did you see that? That's literally what it's called. The big, beautiful bill. And that was the big, beautiful bill. That passed the House. Question is it going to pass the Senate? Who knows? And if it does, this whole idea of giving tax cuts, I believe, to corporations and businesses because of the reduction of Medicaid. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. I don't think that is. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Right. That's the truth, right? So they're going to slash They're going to slash social programs, and they're going to give kickbacks, tax breaks, and tax cuts to corporations, and that is going to be a winning. That's not going to help out during the midterms. That's going to sink them ridiculously. But maybe that's the whole point. So. Oh, Terry just wants me to make sure that everybody knows that all of his kids are not accidents. They're train wrecks. So, oh, man. I'll pull that one up there. There we go. So, yeah. well, you know, at least you're honest about the train wreck. The question is, when did the train wreck happen? Usually it's the teenage years, but some parents know right away. You know, kids running around as like 5 years old, pushing everybody down. They're like, oh boy, man, he's going to be a nightmare. Yeah. Anyways, like I said, at Sam Newsman, ladies and gentlemen, at Sam Newsman, all over social media, also streaming on Exertus' channel here on YouTube. Here we are. It is once again 11:25 here on the 24th day of May in the year 2025. Next week, ladies and gentlemen, is our 7th anniversary. That's right. Our 7th anniversary is on the radio next week. Our 7th anniversary on the radio is next week. So you should be there. We start around 9:30-ish. 9:30-ish. Maybe we'll come in and actually start at 9 and do a whole solid 3 hours. So let's do that. So executive decision, we'll come in right at 9. We'll kick things right off at 9, probably 9:05-ish. Art's going to be in here. Are you listening to Art Get Lost? That's the show before us. Mixtapes, the show after us. Here, you know, when we established that Saturday morning was something here on the radio, a lot of other people started having shows too. One before me, one after me. And so Saturday morning just rips and runs here on WDCE. But at Sam Newsman all over social media, WDCE.org, WDCE.net. That's when you can turn on the radio feed. Now, there are songs that are played on the radio that I can't play here on YouTube. Now, this YouTube segment is just one segment of many on Saturday morning. You might not have known that, but you do now. That's why we usually get here, like I said, around 9:30-ish. But next week, we'll try to get here right around 9. Celebrate our 7 years here on the radio. Going to be a great, great show. And we're really looking forward to it. You know, originally, we were drive time. You know, when we started this thing back in May of 2018, right? That's when it would be. May 2018 when we started the show. And it was drive time, 5 to 7. And when Lord Blanket took over the board, when cartoons and stuff took over the board that one time, out of nowhere, the phone lines just went bananas. Not literal bananas, but the phone lines just went bananas, and then people started requesting cartoon themes all over the place. So here is the fun part, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that you can request your favorite cartoon themes that I can play on the radio. You didn't know that, did you? Well, I'm telling you now. Yes, that's right. If you reach out to me during the week at Sam Newsman, there it is right there, at Sam Newsman. Just go there. Text me during the week. You can slide up in my DMs. It's okay. I won't tell your mom. But, yeah, you could. So just let me know if you want to hear a certain cartoon theme. And I will, I'll play those for you at certain segments of the show. Like I said, I can't play them now, can't play them after this segment either. Today's show has already been made. But what I need you to do is just reach out to me. Like I said, hit me up on social media, follow me on social media. Let me know what cartoon themes you want to play, and we'll start playing those, not next week, but probably the week after next. So I'll start getting a list of stuff together for all of you. But I mean, if you think about it, what better way to start your Saturday morning than listening to me? And then you hear me for just a few moments, and then all of a sudden there's cartoon themes, there's sitcom themes, there's all kinds of themes. And you're sitting there thinking, wow, this is pretty neat. It's cartoons on the radio. It's a real award-winning media puppet. I need to go vote for him. I need to nominate him. Nominate Newsman. GoRichmond.com/thebest. That's what you need to do. So I like it. No, I love it, Sam. Is what Not Joking says. Rocky and Bullwinkle played that before. Captain Caveman played that before. Johnny Quest played that before. Well, these are all classics. And I play them on the radio. Like I said, I can't play them now because of YouTube, copyright licensing, and all that, which is why you need to go to WDCE.org, WDCE.net, so that way you can listen to the radio segments of the show that you're not going to get anywhere else. So outside of that, let's see, we do have a couple of other things here that we do need to go over by the time I get out of here. What do we got? We got about 10 minutes-ish or so. It is 11:30. The 24th day of May in the year 2025. Shout out to everybody joining in, listening, watching on Exertus, also listening WDCE 90.1 FM. Let's see. Do we have? Wait, now. No, I'm gonna save that for last. I'll save that for last. Oh, Billy Joel diagnosed with brain disorder, cancels his whole tour. So, oh, here you go. Racial slurs, alien sex, and the return of politically incorrect comedy. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is something that is great. Oh, it's talking about Bad Thoughts by, was it Tom Segura? Segura? Whatever. Anyways, that guy. Well, it's opportunity, I guess, ladies and gentlemen. Opportunity. Tired of political attacks, Elon Musk turns back to Mars and autonomous cars. So Elon Musk is getting out of the government business, ladies and gentlemen. The government, he's tired of working, being in the government. And so because of that, he's going to go back to making cars and shooting for Mars. Shooting for Mars. Good grief. Can I just say something for a moment? The last time we were on the moon was 1972. 1970, that's 10 years before you. Right? Yeah, the producer's over there. That's 10 years. But I remember the last moon landing. Right? Yeah, okay, 1972. 1972 is the last time they were on the moon. And you're going to tell me that now we're still going to say, hey, you know what? Forget the moon. Let's go to Mars. Give me a break. You know what? I read all this stuff that I was supposed to have some kind of apartment on the moon at this point. And now you're telling me, oh, well, we don't want to go to the moon. It's just, there's nothing there really. The mineral resources, nah, skip that. Let's just go to Mars. I'm sick and tired of the moon. I'm sick and tired of Mars. I'm sick and tired of space. It seems like space at this point is actually space fiction. Not science fiction, space fiction. Because you know what? It gets on my nerves. No, it has nothing to do with the moon being a hologram. No, it has everything to do that I wish that I had my apartment on the moon. And I thought that I would have it by now. Yeah. No, I don't want beachfront property. I want moon-based property. That's what I want. So, Listen, when you sit there and you see Popular Science, Popular Mechanics, and they have all these really cool pictures, and they say, hey, look, this is what it's going to look like in 2015, and that didn't happen. We're still waiting on our hoverboards. Yeah, I want my flying car too, Terry. Terry says, I want my flying car. Yeah, so you know what? There's more than that. I want to have the pizza that I put in the little oven, and in like 10 seconds, it like grows into the right size. So, yeah, see, you know what? That's right. Mythoclast has it right here. Hold on. Can we pull that up? Hold on. Let's pull that up. Moon and Mars is overplayed. We're going to Europa next. That's right. I mean, listen, forget all that stuff about Moon and Mars. We're going to Europa. It's nothing but ice. I want to look at the ice. Ice, baby. Yes, we were promised hoverboards. It's very upsetting. Very upsetting. I'm not going to hold a grudge about it, though. I'm not going to hold a grudge. What can we do now? Can't do anything at this point, right? 2015 is way gone. It's 10 years ago. Still no hoverboards. And the shark still looks fake, just for the record. Let's see here. What else do we have? A couple of other things. Let's see. The 10 inmates that escaped from New Orleans. That's still a big thing. I know. Here you go. Men are calling other men to say goodnight, and the results are amazing. Here you go. So men are calling other men late at night and being like, yo, dog, what's up? You know what? Let's pack one and rip this before we go to bed. So, hey, you know what? It'll make you sleep better too. So it's social media trend has men surprising their friends with a call before bed. Has led to a lot of laughs, but also some deeper connections. Well, hey, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And so now your girlfriend or your wife is going to complain that you're now saying goodnight to your buddies as opposed to saying goodnight to her. Terry says the Jetsons are only 37 years away. That's right. We announced when George Jetson was born on this radio show. I think it was on a Saturday, no less. It might have been. Anyway, I know we did talk about it and we announced it. So let's see here. They lied to us about hover cars. People in chat are very upset. And I imagine there's a reason why. Think about it for a moment. You grew up with skateboards and bikes, and you had Hollywood tell you that you were going to have a hoverboard, knowing that the Department of Defense already has had them probably for a good 40 or 50 years. And then 2015 comes around, and the companies that make profits off of new technology still hasn't released it yet. I don't get it. Alexa, what do you know about us? What I discovered when I asked Speaker to tell me everything it had heard. So, well, hey, ChatGPT remembers everything you tell it to. So good luck with that. It's absolutely nuts. You can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Last two things here before I head out. Did you see Dan Bongino and Kash Patel? Last week they were on Fox, and they were asked a question about Epstein and Epstein killing himself. Now, if you go back and you listen to Dan Bongino from a couple of years ago, you will hear him say that there's a lot of fishy stuff with the Epstein thing. Well, no kidding. Reason why I bring this up is because we here on this radio show were live when Epstein was arrested and when they announced that he killed himself. Right. No. So we have been on this particular case since the very beginning. It's kind of been one of our main things, this whole Epstein thing. And so you have Kash Patel you have Dan Bongino sitting in front of a Fox reporter, and Dan Bongino says, you know what? He killed himself. He did. He killed himself. I've looked at the file. And he's killed himself. Duh. I can't believe this. All I need to do, and I'll ask the chat right now, and we'll get some of their answers before we head out of here. But we know that Pam Bondi is compromised. We know that it seems that Kash Patel now is compromised. Dan Bongino seems that he is compromised. So my question is to the chat, who has the goods on them? Because if you look at Dan Bongino when he's giving that answer, it looks like that he is being held at gunpoint. The poor guy just looks completely like he's being held at gunpoint. It does. It's very, very telling. Very, very telling. And where is Ghislaine? Where is Ghislaine Maxwell? You know, I've never seen anybody. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen anybody arrested for child sex trafficking to absolutely no one. I mean, think about it. She child sex trafficked a bunch of kids to a bunch of elites, and she was the one that got. Wait a minute. If the ones that she was shouldn't the ones she was trafficking them to, shouldn't they be held accountable as well? I mean, oh no, that would make sense. That would make sense. Oh yeah, accountability. Man, whose names are really on that list? Whose names are? Yeah, what's being protected here? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, it is 11:40. Ding. Here on the 24th day of May in the year 2025. A couple of things that I'm going to just leave you with right here down at the bottom. Nominate Newsman. That's Nominate Newsman. Go.richmond.com/thebest. Go.richmond.com/thebest. That is, well, that's where you're going to want to go to nominate me for the best of Richmond. So it's right down there, the little clicker right there. Nominate Newsman. Go.richmond.com/thebest. Go.richmond.com/thebest. You will have to register some information. You will. But they won't spam you or anything. But the idea is that we need to get to the next round. We only get to the next round if every one of you nominates me. Nominate Newsman. Go.richmond.com/thebest. Click on entertainment, scroll down to best local morning radio show, and you will be able to see my name, Sam Newsman, WDCE, big letters there. But vote, and any other emails that you might have, you know, you can nominate there too. I know, sure, the family members probably all have their emails. Make sure you fill it out for them too. And, you know, use different names, burner accounts, whatever is necessary to make us go to the next round. The next round voting is going to be a lot different, ladies and gentlemen. A lot different. If we make the next round, what happens is we'll have a 3-digit phone number, and we'll be able to light that phone number up and then take it to the house. That is it. Someone says, I do anything puppets tell me. I have since Sesame Street taught me as a child. That is it. Hold on. Put that up there. Who is that? That is Witchmaster. Witchmaster, you are spot on. Pull that up. I do anything puppets tell me. I have ever since Sesame Street taught me to as a child. Not just Sesame Street, but also Mr. Rogers. Right? Yeah. And then Pee-wee came along, and when Pee-wee came along, it was like, ah! So, yeah, the word of the day and all that jazz. But hashtag nominate Newsman. That's right. Nominate Newsman down there at the bottom. Go.richmond.com/thebest. Click on entertainment, best local morning radio show. We have until June 4th to do this, ladies and gentlemen. June 4th is the last day for this first nomination round, so we would really appreciate it that that every any nomination would be beneficial. What does it say? Give a man a puppet and he'll tell you the truth. That's right. And that's what I try to do every single Saturday morning. So as we close out the show here, it is Memorial Day weekend. So see, there it is, just like that. Memorial Day weekend. Ding. And, you know, I had that there, a little ding right on cue, to make sure that I let all of you know that as you move through this weekend, you got to do me one solid. This goes back to old Uncle Jeff. Old Uncle Jeff years ago came here to Richmond and he said something. And what he said is that you're not supposed to wish anybody a happy Memorial Day. No. That's not what this. Now, if you want to hang out, and I'm sure there's going to be families that go to the pool, you know, get together, maybe have cookouts, and that's okay. You know, I'm not saying not to do that, but what I am telling you is don't wish anybody a happy Memorial Day. I mean, it's like you just replace what does memorial stand for? Honoring the fallen. The last thing you want to do is just like, oh, happy Death Day, you know, to people who served or whatever. So just think about that as you go through the next couple of days. And just remember, there have been people that did make the ultimate sacrifice. We say this right now as we pass over 100 people here that are watching this show this Saturday morning. Thanks, everybody, of course, for joining in. Make sure you nominate NewsMan. That's right, nominate NewsMan. It's down there at the bottom of the screen, the ticker right there. But as we close out the show, I just wanted to tell everybody thank you so much for being a part of this little adventure. Next week, we'll be celebrating 7 years on the radio. You might have just found me last week. You might have just found me this morning. But we've been doing this for 7 years. And because of that, we want to thank you. Because without all of you, we still wouldn't be here. So once again, go.richmond.com/thebest. Click on entertainment. Scroll down to best local morning radio show. Vote for me. Nominate NewsMan, hashtag nominate NewsMan. You have until June 4th to do that. And remember, as you go through the weekend, do yourself and everyone a favor. Don't look like a moron by wishing anyone a happy Memorial Day. Oh, through political correctness, we can't see life as it may be. That world hidden from you and me. I just laugh and start to sing. Ha 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 ha. It's sideshow infotainment, politicians and news anchors, and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. Oh, that Game of Thrones is what they play. A house of cards just day by day. Voters lose in every way. It's just like I always say. Oh, it's sideshow infotainment, politicians and news anchors, and talking points that make my eardrums bleed. The most trusted puppet in media is me. Reporting since Roswell, I'm Sam, Newsman.